So I just wanted to do a little video on my two bikes. I'm adding a third one. I love motorcycles to the core, and this particular one, I had a 2006 CBR, which I always loved, and I had a ZX10, which I couldn't stay on for more than a half hour without every part of my body hurting. So I was hoping they didn't change the ergonomics of the Honda, so I traded that bike in and got this one, leftover new 2017 cbr1000rr. And this bike has been incredible. I did the tail eliminator to it. I did a servo buddy to eliminate the exhaust valve motor, and I did this. Did the M4 slip-on exhaust. Came out nice. I like the wheels on this bike. I did these by T-Rex, no cut. I tried doing regular frame sliders, and I had to cut these fairings, and I couldn't do it. And you know, they say these aren't as sturdy, but they have a solid bar that runs through where they go into the no cut, right through the frame here from side to side. It's pretty heavy duty, bro. I don't think it would you know, it would hold up a lot. I don't know if it would hold up, you know, sliding through a pothole, but and if my bike's sliding through a pothole, I'll probably have bigger problems. So let's not wish that. But I'll be riding with my gear, so that's what I do. I always wear gear, attributed to my butt. There's a moto vlogger, Cycle Cruiser. Shout out to Cycle Cruiser. He inspired me to ride again, and I love to ride like nothing else in the world. But here is what you can really appreciate. I can really appreciate it. Some people might not like it. This is a Ducati multistrada 1200. This is another brand new bike, leftover 2015. Very hard to find a tail eliminator for this bike. I got this from Thailand because I couldn't take the way the big thing hung off this thing. I hated it. But from Thailand, Moto Play, from Magello Racing in Thailand, they sent me this. And no directions, fellas. They sent me the integrated light and all of this. They have a tail eliminator up to 2014 for the multistrada, but they did not have it for the newer generation 15. And 15 has the 1198. The Diavel X had 1198 a couple of years. Now I think they're both 1260s. Multistrada is 1260 now, and the X Daviel and Daviel is 1260 now, which are great. They're both great motors. This bike is an absolute animal. It has power from 0 RPMs. It bounces. I've never felt power like this ever in my life, and I can't tell you enough about this bike. This bike, I could ride at 115 miles an hour for 50 miles straight on cruise control if you want to. The CBR is faster, top end, but this, I don't think it could take this bike off the line. I really don't. Maybe with the right rider, but I had my cousin against it yesterday, and the multistrada was on top. So this bike I have, only problem, I bought a slip-on for the Honda, 300 bucks. This exhaust system, and I had Rexa flash the ECU on this bike. This bike has had some issues. It's had a couple of check engine lights. It's went into limp mode when it was brand new. I've brought it to Ducati. I brought it to different dealers. They reset lights. It runs great now. Hasn't happened in a while. But these Italian bikes are finicky. I'll never get rid of it though, because I've never ever ridden anything like this bike. This bike is magical. You could lay in a turn with it and just accelerate from 80 to 115 in a deep bend. Just let it rip, and you're in the cut, you're in the rail. It's like it's on a train track. It's just unreal. It's unreal. High speed, it slices the wind. I think it handles the wind better than the Honda. Nah, I don't even know. It handles the wind better straight up, when you're sitting straight up, than the Honda. The Honda will handle the straight line wind better if you tuck. But I don't know, I love them both. Like this is the Angry Mistress, and this is like, this is when you want to ride absolute heaven. Well, they're different, you know, but I'd have to say, oh, the exhaust for this bike cost $2,000. $2,000. Look at this wild pipe under here. Look at that thing. Wraps all around and goes up. So I did this full exhaust, all titanium, Akrapovic. And I had Rexer. We sent the ECU out to Rexer. I had them flash it. You know, I thought these check engine lights were maybe the exhaust valve. You know, I think the flap that used to be there, maybe it was getting caught up or something. I'm convinced it might be. My buddy Cycle Cruise has a problem with his new bike. He said it did all kinds of messed up stuff to him. I bet you it's this ride-by-wire. They had problems with it up to 14. They said they didn't have a recall on 15, but it could be this throttle position sensor. But I have this bike. I said it's a 15. I bought it brand new the end of last summer. I got more than 2 years left on the warranty. I have a 3-year warranty on this bike, and so I'm gonna make sure to get it to Ducati. I just want to ride it though, so I don't want to bring it in there to have it hung up, but I'm gonna get it in there and see if they can't figure out what the little glitches with it at times. And for the most part, it runs great, except when it'll get an engine light and then it'll go away. You know, it'll turn itself off and it'll ride normal. But it pissed me off. You know, you buy the best of motorcycles, Ducati, you know, and it's got all these quirky little BS going on with it. And when you go in the forums, it's everybody's talking about it. Everybody is talking about check engine light, limp mode. You know, the S models with the skyhook suspension. The thing just goes limp in a turn out of nowhere, and so that I'm not too pleased with. But the performance, you know, is it. I am actually buying another motorcycle to add to my collection, and it's going to be a Harley. I've had Harleys in the past, and I just need another one just to go to my little around town stuff. But this is my long cruise highway bike. This is my highway bike. This is my Sport Tourer. Animal Sport Tourer, that's what it is. And this is my definitely twisty. Oh yeah,